Welcome back to the channel. My name is Gino Forte. I'm an Irish real estate broker here in Dubai, working for the #1 company in Dubai, Strada, and I'm going to tell you the 7 top mistakes that I see clients making before they come and deal with me. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Please, before we start, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and check out my last video. I'm going to be doing these videos every week, so if you enjoy it, make sure you tune in. Everyone knows in Dubai's real estate market, there is loads and loads of opportunity to make lots of profit, really good rental returns, and have some really good assets under your name. But what people don't know is that there's a lot of little mistakes that people make, and it's just due to not being informed on how to move, how to maneuver, and what to do. So in this video, I'm going to show you the top 7 mistakes that I see investors make, just to save you from making the same. Mistake number 1, working with too many agents. This might sound like I'm just trying to convince you to work with me, but work with whatever agent you want. But if you work with too many agents, that's saying too many chefs ruin the soup, or whatever people say. It is the exact same thing for working with agents in Dubai. Let me explain. Firstly, you've got too many opinions. Secondly, you've just got too much noise. You're going to have people blowing up your phone. Your number then gets into a CRM in a real estate company, and all of a sudden there's multiple agents contacting you from that agency. What you need to do is do a little bit of research on agents. Check out their channels, check out their YouTube, their TikTok, their Instagram, maybe have a little conversation with them, or as one Zoom call, bring it down and try get it down to one agent. Find someone you trust, who you feel like you could have have some food with or have a drink with, and trust that person. Check their recent transactions, check if they have sold, if they've bought things themselves. All these things are super important, so they can understand exactly what you're going through as an investor, and they can help you along each step of the way. So my #1 rule is find one agent, stick with them. All agents are selling the same thing, especially on the off-plan market. We all have access to the same developers and the same stock. So just find someone that you can trust, who you like working with, and is honest and open about the transactions, because I've seen it time and time again where I meet someone and I'm like, how's your journey been so far? They're like, oh, well, I've sat 10 meetings with 10 different agents, and one of them is telling me to buy Business Bay, one of them is telling me to buy Dubai land, and they just end up confused and they end up buying nothing. So more agents does not equal more value. Find a good agent, stick with them, trust the process, and they will get you exactly what you need. The second biggest mistake I've seen people make is not doing their own research. I don't need you to be an expert, that's my job, but I need you to understand what it is you're doing, how you're going to do it, and what you're looking for. So for example, deciding firstly whether you're in it for capital appreciation or you're looking for a rental yield. Deciding what your budget is. Understanding roughly what you can get for your budget. I get people contacting me, oh, I've got 200,000 euros, I want to buy a townhouse. I'm like, well, you can just about buy a studio. So you need to understand what your budget can get you, and then leave the rest to the agent. But just have a little understanding, firstly for 2 reasons. For your own safety, so that you're not getting missold. That's the #1. And #2, just to make the process easier on me and you, so you already understand where you need to be and what you need to do. So when I'm advising you and I'm giving you options, then you understand where these things are coming from. So doing your own research, understanding Dubai, understanding the UAE, understanding even just areas and budgets, all these things are super important to understand yourself, just so when an agent's telling you, you can either smell a rotten apple, or you can understand where these options are coming from. Number 3, going to the developer on your own. This, and I know it sounds silly, is a huge mistake. And the reason for this is, when you go to a developer's office, they are selling one thing. They are selling their product. So if it's Emaar, the Mac, Shoba, Imtiaz, Ellington, Taraf, whoever it is, they only have one thing to sell, and that's their inventory. If you walk in there and you've no experience and you don't understand what you're doing, they will only sell you one thing. They will not say to you, okay, well, what's your strategy? What's your budget? Okay, well, we have this one thing, but maybe if you go, like for example, if you went to Emaar, they say, okay, well, we have this 2-bed in Dubai Hills, but you can actually buy a 4-bed townhouse in the Mac and Islands, and they're not going to send you away to the Mac. The reason you have me, you don't pay me any commission, me being a broker, any broker, you don't pay us commission in this off-plan market. The developer pays us, so you're going to get the exact same price off me or off the developer. What I'm there for is to protect you and say, okay, well actually that launched 3 months ago, so their prices have increased because I sold one of them and the price was X. You know, so I'm here to protect you from that. Bring me to the developer's office, or let me bring you to the developer's office, even better said. Do not go there on your own. They only have one thing to sell. I'm not saying they're wrong, but they have got stock that they need to sell. I can take you there or even look at the stock beforehand and say, okay, nothing here is that attractive, nothing here is going to work right now, let's go to this other developer, or what have you considered this, or for this price you can get this. They will never do that. So it's super important. Again, back to number one, pick an agent you trust. Let them be the middleman between you and that developer, because they will wean through all the shit, excuse my French. A fourth mistake that I hear people all the time, and it drives me crazy, I say, okay, what's your budget? I'll open budget. Okay, Joe, what's your investment plan? Oh, whatever is best. It's like, okay, either you're not serious or you haven't thought about it enough. If you're coming with an open budget, or if you're a broker and your clients are saying they have an open budget, they're lying. You are lying. And I don't mean to sound rude. You might have all the money in the world, but you still have a budget in your head of what you're going to spend. For example, someone comes and let's just say they're a multi-millionaire and they tell me, oh, I have an open budget. I'm like, okay, well, I've got this, Joe, this studio for 700,000 dirhams and you'll make 8% a year. And they're like, oh, I don't want that. Exactly, because your idea of an open budget, give me some parameters. Or the same way as someone says, oh, they have an open budget, they might have 4 million dirhams. It's a lot of money, it's €1 million. And then I'm like, okay, open budget, and I show them a Karl Lagerfeld villa for 25 million. They're like, oh, well, it's not that open. So understand exactly how much you want to spend. You already know in your head roughly how much you want to spend. Don't be afraid to communicate that, because I can find you the best deals for your budget, for your criteria. And just because you've told me 4 million doesn't mean you can't drop it to 2 million down the line. Like, actually, do you know what, it's a little bit of a stretch. Or like, actually, this stuff for 4 million doesn't really excite me, let's make it 8. You know, it's very easy to change it afterwards, but have something in mind. Don't, treat your broker, you can trust them. Tell them your ideas. Don't expect them to be able to read your mind. I will give you a better service if you tell me exactly how liquid you are and how much you want to invest and what you expect. Because as well as having an open budget, someone without a plan, oh, just whatever is best. Capital appreciation is fine, rental is fine. No, something floats your boat. Tell me what it is and help me find it for you. Number 5, and this is a mistake that agents, I think, if you're an agent, do not do this to your investors, because some investors just don't think about it. And then when push comes to shove, they end up getting screwed. Do not ignore service charges. When you're calculating your return for rental yield, make sure you're discounting your service charges, because some properties can have very, very high service charges. I've seen apartments, serviced apartments in branded residences here with service charges up to 40 dirhams a square foot. That's a significant amount of money every year that has to come out of your rental yield, your rental amount, to calculate your yield. This can take percents off sometimes. So make sure you understand. Look, fair enough, when you're buying off plan, they don't always have the exact service charges, but Joe, what has that developer charged in the past in this area? Get a rough idea. Do you know, if it's 20 or 21 dirhams a square foot, it's not that major, but at least you know it's around 20, because if it's 16 or if it's 30, these are two very, very different prices, basically double, and they'll make a huge difference to your percentage return. So it's super, super important to ask your agent, okay, when you're calculating my rental yield, are you including service charges? Is this a net rental yield or is it gross? You also have to take into consideration potentially property management fees, all this kind of stuff. And also, the same goes for when you're reselling your property. So if your plan is to resell, ask your agent, okay, well, Joe, understand the fees for reselling, understand that you may have to pay NOC fees, you may have to pay broker's commission, all this kind of stuff. So they all work into your percentages. If your broker is not speaking to you about these things, find a new broker. I sit with every single client and I explain to them every fee. They are not going to turn up on the day and realize there's a fee that I haven't told them about. I might be annoying. I say this to my clients all the time. I might annoy you, I might pester you, I will never push you, and you will never miss an opportunity or misunderstand your payments because I haven't told you. Number 6, falling for the hype. Dubai is so infamous for hype projects. I will not name any, and I will not name any developers, but if you see, videos of huge queues queuing outside submitting EOIs, brokers standing everywhere, you know, hype, flash, be wary. This is my job to tell you, okay, well, you know, there might be a lot of hype, it might look fantastic, these CGI images might be the most amazing things you've ever seen, but really, this is what the last handover looked like. This is how much stock they have left on their previous projects, and this is the price per square foot in that area, which is here, and their price is here. So please don't fall for the hype. Just because you see a load of people queuing, don't get FOMO. Speak to your broker, ask them, hey, what's going on here? Why are people queuing? Is it really that good? For example, like when Palm Jebel Ali launched, is it really that good? Or, as I said, I won't name some, but I do know that there's developers out here that pay, you know, just random people to show up and queue outside their offices to make it look like that there's a lot going on. So please don't buy into the hype. And 7, and this might seem very obvious, please double check your floor plans. Do not be fooled by just hype and how quick everything's happening. Check your view, check your floor plans, check your plots that are surrounding where you're going to be looking, what are you going to see, where's the sun coming. You just pay attention to your floor plan. It is there and it is important. The people spend too much time looking at brochures, looking at CGIs. If the developer is good, you know it's going to look good. These CGIs are always going to look amazing. No matter what developer it is, it's going to look amazing. What's important is your layout. Joe, where's your bathroom? Where's your door? Does your door walk straight into the living room? Does it walk, is there a little corridor? All these stuff matters. Check how close you are to the trash rooms. So when you're going through the hallway, make sure you're not right outside the trash room. Some people don't like being too close to the elevator. Some people want to be as close as possible to the elevator. All these things really do matter. Check your windows, how big they are, how long they are. Check how much space is in your room. All these things are super important. It might sound obvious you're buying a property, but sometimes when you're buying off plan, you forget about the simple things because you don't get to see a property. So please pay attention to your floor plan. Again, all these jobs are jobs of your broker. Not everyone watching this video is going to deal with me. That's fine. You know, it's impossible to have everyone deal with me, but if you do deal with me, these are the things I will do for you. If you don't deal with me, make sure your broker is doing these things. If they are not, please get in contact. I am very busy and I'm really lucky. This year has been fantastic, but I'll always make time for new clients. Please go down to the description. There's a 30-minute booking link down there, or just send me a WhatsApp and we can organize an in-person meeting. If you are in Dublin on July 5th, we are doing an investors morning. It is €1 a ticket. We're over 50% sold out. Me and my colleague Dara are going to be in Dublin, Ballsbridge, Herbert Park Hotel. We're going to be there all day with some drinks in the evening and potentially a run in the morning if the weather is good. Come meet us, chat to us, ask us questions. It is not going to be pushy. We are not there to sell on the day. We are there to teach Irish investors about the opportunities over here in Dubai. I have sold to an Irish person every month since December, even some months it's been 2. And yeah, they're clearly seeing the benefits of buying here. So please, if you've gotten this far, thank you so much. Hit the like button, hit the notification button, comment down below, ask me some questions, and if you have any ideas for videos or stuff you want me to touch on, please leave it down below. Follow my Instagram, follow my TikTok, connect to me on LinkedIn, all that good stuff. I am releasing content pretty much daily on those platforms, and I'm going to be sticking to weekly on YouTube for now. So thank you all so much. See you in the next one.